Okay. A lot of plot holes happened in Volume 2. I'm ranting part 2. I'm going to go over lightly the other points I made. I made a point on how Jancy was very silly, and I didn't like the fact that it didn't read as a breakup, and it read as like a very nice symbol of like, oh, you don't always have to break up with your partner as soon as you don't like what they do. You guys can work it out. But we obviously were wrong with that, I guess. And I do want to say, like, that's interesting that they use it as a sign of like, oh, you don't always go with your high school sweethearts. Fuck that. I'm sorry. We get that message in like every movie and show possible. Every family member tells us that. Just let them be together. My sister, sorry. I just didn't like it. I didn't like how they did that. I didn't like that it was a breakup because I don't think they needed to break up. I don't think it was necessary. I think they could have talked it out, and we would have for once had a couple talk it out because that never happens. Also, I do want to speak on this. The slime being white makes it look like glue or paint, and I'm really mad that we ended up doing that because we literally could have just made it like clear. Might just be me, but that was kind of weird. I don't know why we need to make it look like cement in the end. I don't know. Didn't like it. The coming out scene. I've already talked about it. Like I said, I'm going to link the other rant video that I made. It was bad. What in the world? It was bad. I mean, obviously, he came out in front of a million people. I hadn't watched it at the time because I had literally just given up after it started happening, and I was like, nope, I'm done. I didn't realize that Kali was there too. Oh yeah, yep, because that makes so much sense. A woman you haven't even met once. Why is Vicky there? Why is Murray there? Why is Hopper there? I don't know. Didn't make much sense, especially in the 80s. Didn't make much sense. I didn't like it, and also it felt more performative than it did feel like it was about or personal. It didn't feel personal. It felt more performative. Like, I don't know. Didn't like it. Not a fan. The cardboard cutout that Mike was. I made a pretty good video on that. I think I mentioned it a lot in the rant. But I feel like I have so much more to say, always. They butchered him. Okay, we know that season 1 Mike would have been screaming, crying, throwing up, yelling when Holly's missing because we saw it with Will. We saw him with Will. He literally would, anytime Elle messed up or anything, he would go, what is wrong with you? What is this? Nothing. We got nothing from him. He's not mad. He's not upset at all, even though things are leading him in circles. We have seen no interactions with Nancy besides him just going, yeah, okay, Nancy, whatever you say. What happened to them fighting and stealing stuff? It's just, I would have rathered any emotion, and I feel like having a really angry Mike Wheeler would have made more sense than having him be emotionless, because he never was emotionless until season 4. Even then, he wasn't really emotionless. We had a very, he was very charismatic and angry still, the ridiculous, oh, you're being ridiculous, he knows how to get mad and how to yell and how to feel emotion, yet we get none of it in volume 2. We got a little bit in volume 1, but we didn't get a lot still. He feels so blank, and it's just sad because it feels like they're sending him less and less emotion each season, just sending him further and further into a grave. No one's thought about Mike Wheeler dying. I have. I feel like he might. I feel like that would be the biggest plot twist, is to just kill him because he has no emotion, which I'm hoping isn't gonna happen. But I mean, we haven't gotten any good scenes. It wouldn't be surprising if they're trying to make him disliked before they kill him. And honestly, if we don't get a reasoning or a screaming, crying, throwing up finale Mike Wheeler, I would rather him die, because I feel like it is just bad writing at that point, and you've butchered the character. And what happened to, we ask Finn to carry a lot of emotional weight? Did he deny it? Did he say no? Was it the fact that his character was boring and nothing and they butchered him? I don't get it. How do you lie to an entire following that, there's emotional Mike Wheeler when there literally was not a single emotion in that man's face? Except for the coming out scene where he goes, has nothing to Finn Wolfhard. He's an amazing actor, but like, did he say no when they asked him to carry a lot of emotional weight? Because like, what? He better be screaming, crying, throwing up, punching the wall, yelling in the finale, or we literally have had nothing from him in the entire season. Nothing. It's nothing burger. And I'm really upset about that because I have 2 favorite characters in the whole world. 3, actually. Okay? Mike Wheeler, my favorite angry boy, my favorite white boy, Jonathan Byers, and Max. And when I tell you we got so much mischaracterization this season from the writers themselves, it's insane. Mike Wheeler is known for getting mad. We see him get mad a lot and be very defensive of his friends. And you're telling me Will comes out and he goes, Season 1 Mike would have run up to Will. Actually, Season 1 and 2 Mike would have run up to Will, would have comforted him, would have said, it's okay, we're here for you, we love you, no matter what. Even Season 3 and 4. Like, you're telling me that he has nothing? Last to hug him, too? Like, one of the last to hug him? It doesn't seem like Mike Wheeler. I don't know. I feel like he would have been the first one to scream and be like, you're okay, we love you the way you are. Like, it just doesn't, it's unbelievable. Like, at least make it that believable in the coming out scene, because that was really bad. Or, like, when he's with Elle, and Elle is continuously yelling at him, and, like, not yelling at him, but, like, telling him, like, oh, you don't get to know, you don't get to do it. And he goes, friends don't lie? You mean friends don't lie? Because he would have yelled that. He would have said, friends don't lie, my sister's missing, tell me. He would have yelled. I mean, do we not remember Season 1 when he goes, what's wrong with you? And when he punches Hopper a bunch in Season 2, like, why did he just stop showing emotion? It makes no sense. None. Sorry, I don't know. I kind of got blank mind for a second, trying to think of what else to say. And, like, Nancy, too. Like, we actually see her get mad a little bit, but we also don't see her, like, and Mike interact. I mean, we didn't see them interact a lot, but we see them in Season 2, like, fight a lot, and, like, there's no way he would just completely comply. And he's, he's like a soft, sad version of himself, and I don't know if it's just to, like, if it's not to show that, like, he's been controlling and holding in his emotions the entire time, and he's gonna, like, scream and cry and throw up in the finale, I'm gonna be really mad. But even if he does scream and cry and throw up in the finale, it doesn't excuse the fact that he had 0 emotions, and he was the most boring character ever this volume. On top of that, I didn't like it. I didn't like him. I'm sorry. It was bad. It was like Jonathan with the weed in Season 4. It was just, it was mischaracterization. How does a writer mischaracterize their own character? Like, he's meant to be this angry teenage angst ball, and somehow Dustin took that role, which, by the way, I do like angsty Dustin, but, like, on top of that, I would love to see Dustin and Mike fight and Dustin be like, you loved Eddie enough to grow out your hair and you still don't care? Like, you don't act like you care about anything, Mike. You don't have any emotion anymore. Or, like, anybody. Max, Dustin, Lucas, somebody. Because somebody needs to call him out. Because he doesn't have any emotion and no one seems to care in the cast. And it's so weird because, like, I know personally when my friends stop, like, being the way they are, I notice it. And so it just seems so unrealistic and plot holey for no one to, like, mention or talk about the fact that he acts weird. And he's mischaracterized. How does a writer mischaracterize their own character? How? You wrote that character. And then I feel like we need to make the Duffers sit down and rewatch who Mike is, because he is angry, and he gets mad, and he is sad, and he is angsty, and he is a teenager, and he is not afraid to punch and scream and throw up and fight. And what? He just doesn't care this season? When his sister, who we know he cares about, because we see a whole scene of him caring about her, 2 of them actually, we know he cares about his sister. So why do we get no emotion about that? We know he cares about his, he knows his mom and he loves his mom, supposedly. And, like, Karen hasn't called him out on this bullshit. It just seems so unbelievable. And like, what I want to happen, if I'm going to be honest, I want Dustin to call him out. I want it to be Dustin because now that Dustin has seen what he's done and the way he's acted because of Eddie's death, him calling out Mike and being like, how come you're not the same? How come you're different? Everyone says that I'm different, but you're different too. I can tell. Is it Eddie? Is it because you have Eddie? Because you just don't care about the fact that anything happens and it doesn't make any sense, Mike. And that would be great. Or Will. I don't really want it to be Will, though. I'm sorry. I don't mean that person. I am a Byler fan, but I don't really want it to be Will. I feel like that would mess it up because I want it to be, like, from Dustin, so it can be, like, it can be Eddie related, and we could see, like, maybe some Mike and Eddie if we see, like, a flashback or anything. Like, anything, please, because it just, it was just so... Oh, and Callie can fucking die. Callie, whatever. I don't even know how to say it. I don't even care. She can die. She can... You can kill yourself. Sorry. You can end your own life. But don't make 11 do it, too. Like, you're just pulling some random kid into it. And, like, she's a very projective person, and I feel like it's very abusive, and, like, I fear it pisses me off. Which is good. I mean, at least they make a character that's worth being pissed off over. I do like that we got Hopper in this season, and I like that we got him being the same and not being mischaracterized, because I do like him, and I do like that we're getting a lot more of him being, like, fatherly. But why was he giving Joyce fatherly tips? Why is he giving Joyce parenting tips? Last I checked, Joyce is a mom longer. Like, that was weird. Didn't like that. I also didn't like... Sorry, I'm itching my ear. Pardon. I'm gonna pause this. Sorry, I had to cough. Oh, I'm holding the phone wrong. I don't know. I really didn't like Mike this season. I did like Steve and Dustin. I think they made it not so bad to watch and not so insufferably, terribly boring. But there's so many plot holes. Like, Max, okay? She comes back. Everyone looks different. Okay? She doesn't know who Vicky is. She doesn't know who Callie is. She doesn't know about Karen. Well, no, she does know about Karen. I'm lying. That she does know about. She doesn't know about Eddie being dead. Nothing. So you tell me she doesn't go in there and be like, where's Eddie? She just doesn't even remember him at all, which is really weird. And then on top of that, like, Hopper was dead. Last she knew. Last everybody knew. Hopper was dead. He was dead. She doesn't care. She's like, oh, Hopper, you're alive. You're alive. She doesn't care. It doesn't faze her. So odd. And she didn't know Murray. I don't think she didn't know Murray. I don't think she knew Murray at all. I think Murray was part of the adults group. So yeah, last she remembered, there was still, like, a lot that she missed. The crawls. How does she not wonder what a crawl is? She doesn't, like, oh, what's a crawl? Like, she wasn't there. She doesn't know what a crawl is. So odd. I found it was really weird. And also, I found it was really weird that, like I said, she just, oh yeah, you're alive. Oh yeah, Eddie's dead. She didn't know that stuff. She wouldn't have known that stuff. She had no knowledge of it. She wouldn't even have fully known if they had won or lost. She doesn't know about the earth splitting or about the plates or the government. That's a lot they would have had to fill her in on. And I feel like we got nothing for that. She just knew everything. Which is so interesting and weird. Also, 11. She sees Max after what? 2 years? She's just like, oh, hey Max. You're here. Tell me why Will had more emotion than she did. Just, oh, hey, Max, you're here. No tears, no hugs, no nothing. You were crying when she was almost dying, but now that she's back, you're like, you're back. Makes no sense. On top of that, like, why did Will have more emotion? Why? Also, we got no closure on if Max and Mike hang out, because now we know that she knows him good enough to notice the similarities in him and Holly's behavior. You know, the pacing and the thing where she keeps saying, like, oh, you're so much like my brother, or you're so much like your brother. Oh, you, take that back, you are your brother. So we get no closure on if they hang out or not. No, nothing from Mike again, obviously, because God forbid Mike does anything good. I'm so mad at season 5 Mike. Season 5 Mike, you can die. Except for actually, volume 1 Mike was really nice. I liked volume 1 Mike. I don't like volume 2 Mike. On top of that, like, I know that season 1 Mike would have, and season 1 to 3 Mike would have been like, L. Everything that my campaigns if I want him to be, and he would have got mad. But he was just like, well, we can make it like my campaigns. My boy is a mad kid. I don't know why I thought he'd, like, get rid of his anger, but I feel like having a really angry child is, like, what I like. I liked about Mike Whaley that he was really angry and that he was willing to do anything for his friends. And suddenly he's not willing to do anything for his friends, and he's not angry all the time, and he doesn't care about Will, because, I mean, what was that coming out soon? Like, I don't know, maybe if it was just him, like, processing, like, oh, Will liked me. Or if it was, like, what? But it was weird. Even if we don't get Byler, I would like to get some kind of, like, closure on, like, does Mike know? Does Mike care? What happened? Isn't that weird? Right? Am I wrong? I feel like it's very weird. And there's a lot of things that we didn't have. Sorry, I don't know what that was. A lot of things we don't have closure on. Birthday gate. Mike, what the fuck did you do gate? I don't know. Like, literally everything. Like, and if you don't know what birthday gate is, it's like the whole thing that, like, Wrinklemania was set on Will's birthday, but no one remembered. And a lot of people think that it was Vecna controlling them to make them forget. And even if it wasn't, it's gotta come up, right? It's gotta come up. Now, here's what I would like to happen. Okay. Here's what I would like to happen. I like to shake the camera. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. I would like for it to start with the crawl, for something, and while they're at the crawl, Mike starts hearing the clocks, or, like, something like that, because we know that Will partially gets his powers from Mike. I know there was, like, that whole weird thing where, like, he was like, I get it for myself or whatever, but obviously that would break Holly and Will down, and Lucas and Dustin. Same. And also that would be an emotional weight that he has to hold. And if we know Vecna uses shame, Chrissy, her eating disorder, Fred, him leaving his friend. I don't know what the football player was. I don't even remember. But I know he had shame for something, I hope. I don't know. I don't really remember why he was taken. Max, her reaction to Billy's death, and Will, his queerness. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. But we see, like, literally nothing. Or no, I could obviously see Mike and his shame, even if it's not for Byler. It could be his shame for, like, not caring about things, or his shame for not feeling a thing, or not noticing something was wrong, or his shame for forgetting Will's birthday or something. Also, there's so many other things that haven't been closed up besides just birthday gate and, like, what the fuck did you do gate? And also, how did he go from how obvious and all Vicky comparisons to he's my Tammy? It seemed like it was pointless. So I think Byler's still going to happen, because I don't see why they would do all of those scenes for literally nothing, unless it's for an like all of those, like, how obvious and all the sign scenes, for it just to be for an epilogue boyfriend. But I don't know, and there's not really enough time to do it now. I mean, what are they going to do? 2 hours and 40 minutes? They're going to be able to close everything up? They didn't even get to close everything up in season 4. Like, we still know we have so many things to close up. We also still have the fact that, you know, there's the crawl, there's saving the kids, there's Vecna, there's the first shadow play, that there's so much that we need to learn about Vecna and what the cave means. I don't know what the cave means. I haven't watched the first shadow play. If you can tell me in the comments, it'd be really great, because I would love to know what it means. But we don't know as a general audience what the cave means, or what, you know, it had nothing to do with anything. And, like, I would love to, that has to get closed up plot-wise for that to work. And obviously they have to close the Upside Down, and there has to be the end it all pact. And I think if they do end up keeping Jane alive, I won't be the happiest, because I do think that is like oh, we're gonna make more. We're gonna make Stranger Things 6 or Strangest Things sequel, because, like, be for real, it wouldn't be surprising. They want money. Especially since they're not fully destroying all of it. They're just destroying the bridge and Vecna. And we don't know if Vecna would actually die. Now, would I hate more Stranger Things? No, not necessarily. But if it's done badly, I would be upset. If you know what I mean? And in short form, we waited 4 years for Volume 1 and 2. And let me just tell you, Volume 2 is not worth it. Volume 1 was. Volume 2, no. They could have done all of that in literally one episode.
And I made sourdough.
And so it just seems so unlikely. And just, like, I don't know. It just, I really didn't like it. I really didn't like Volume 2. They could have done most of that in one episode. I feel like they're just dragging it on, and we still have so much we still need to close. It's more personals that we need to close, but, like, why is Steve like that with Nancy? Why is Mike not showing emotion? Why was Will taken? Why did they not remember his birthday? What, like, it seems so unfinished. You know what I mean? It's very unfinished.